Welcome back. I hope the audio is okay in this video because last time I tried to record and it wasn't good. But today I'm going to show you how I do a set on myself. So this is what I'm working with today. This is a month of gel. It's gel and then builder gel. This pinky here, I hope you guys can see that. Focus. It's builder gel. You can kind of see it there. It's builder gel. So today I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first step I do is to remove the gel. I have my gel here and I'm going to be using this bit. It's this bit here. If it focuses. Stop focusing. Okay, there you go. This bit here. And I'm gonna remove all this. I'm gonna do one hand at a time because that's what I do. So I'm gonna do this hand and then I'm off camera, I'm gonna do this hand. So let's get started. Alright, so I am done filing all the nails. So the next thing I do is one at a time as well, because that's how I work and that's how I think it works best for me. I'm going So this nail bed that I use, you can use it to take off everything, but I feel like they thin them out when you do that. So what I do is I soak them in acetone. So I just get a cotton ball that I cut myself, and I soak it in acetone, pure acetone, and then I place it on the finger like this, and then I just put a little thing like that. Alright, so we're gonna let that soak for 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and check them. If they need to be soaked again, then we'll see. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes, and I'm gonna check. I have this little pusher here that I use. I alternate between this one because it has two ends, and then I also use this one here. And then I have something that helps me recline them, so we're gonna see how this is. So I'm gonna soak this in for another 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna show you what I do after that. It's been about another 10 minutes, and we're gonna see how they're doing. Okay, when I have this, I usually have a problem with getting them off here in the tip here. So what I do is get my drill, and I have a 240 sanding band on this, and I kind of just file the nail and file everything that's on the tip of the nail, because I'm cutting them down anyways. So, and then I just buff out the nail to make them even and soft, you know. Like that. So it should look like that. I'm gonna do that to the rest of the nails. All right, so this is how they look, and I'm gonna do it to this hand and then I'll be back. Okay, so I took everything off, all the polish, and this is how they are looking. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to use this cuticle softener, and I'm gonna put it on my cuticles.
And then the inland empire temperatures in the 80s and 90s, up in the high desert, Victorville coming in at 99 degrees, and Porter Long Beach temperatures in the 70s. And then Huntington Beach, the OC coast, upper 60s, and then get a little bit farther south.
My cuticles like this.
Middle 60s there, and inland empire temperatures again, some 80s and some 90s there for you. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the temperature trend for Hollywood. We got 70s, and then we peaked there on Friday before we.
I'm gonna use this cuticle pusher, and I'm gonna push all my cuticles back. Okay, and then we're gonna take this other cuticle and we're gonna do the same thing. Then I'm gonna get a lint-free cotton ball and I'll put wipe, and I'm gonna put alcohol in it. I'm gonna clean those up.
You have to understand his past. He came to the United States 17 years ago with only the clothes on his back. Then in April 2014, Marco and his business partner John.
Once that's done, I'm gonna get this cuticle.
A series of interviews with artists that he shares on YouTube and social media
platforms
like
bit
Instagram,
here.
Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok.
And
but he remembers when he started, no one
I'm going to clean my cuticles like so.
But things have definitely changed. Lindsay Picante now gets about 2 million views per month on all his platforms. Have you interviewed every single person up there? Yes. He's had conversations with hundreds of musicians and actors.
And then I'm gonna get my cuticle cutter and then I just cut my cuticles like so.
The San Francisco Lutheran pastor spoke with our Daniela Pardo about what this historic election means.
I kind of use this side of a cuticle pusher and I kind of just clean up here to get a good view of the cuticle I want to cut.
Whose preferred pronouns are they, them, has been a minister for the last 15 years and says they're thrilled to now be the first transgender bishop to lead the Evangelical Lutheran Church.
As the parent of a Black trans child, what I'm excited about is that they live in a world where there now will be a transgender bishop, and so I know that my own child's will continue to be.
While Rohr is honored to be the first trans bishop, they're no stranger to hers. In 2014, they became the
I can zoom in here.
I've just been really lucky to have family support, colleague support, new friends from all over the world who have helped me be able to imagine a career that's a little bigger than maybe I would have dreamed of myself.
The South Dakota native credits
All
her
right.
grandmother for always believing
So
in
then I
her,
go back with
and
this
also takes
cuticle
people
and I
like
get
the current
any
bishop who supported
edges.
them to take over, leading nearly 200 congregations in Northern California and Nevada starting July 1st.
I'm the fourth white male straight bishop that the Senate has had, and I think the Spirit's got more imagination than that, and clearly the Spirit does have imagination.
The parent of two feels proud to be a part of the transgender community that's paving the way for trans kids like their own child to see themselves represented in different roles and industries.
I joined the transgender people in the military who are standing up to be able to do their work, trans people who are educators, trans people who are politicians, and so just one of a large group of people who are saying, hey, we just want to work jobs and we want to have the opportunity to do the best we can.
Roar looks forward to spreading
And
love
it
on a
should
greater
look
platform
something
and uplifting other LGBTQ
like that.
people to achieve their life callings.
All right, like I do every day, I go through my routine, and one of the things I do is see what's trending in mystical.
I'm done cutting all my cuticles now, so now I'm gonna get a lint-free wipe and I'm going to wipe that with alcohol. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut my nails because they're a little too long for me. But I am going to be very careful because I do have some chips and breaks on the edges of some of my fingernails. So I have to be very careful with those because I still want the full length, but not too short. And as you can see, some of the cracks and breaks are at the very top of my nail bed, so I don't want that to be cut off. I'll be cutting them with the straight edge nail clipper. So, yep. I'm just looking through to see if I have any more cracks, so I can be very careful. Alright, so I'm gonna try to hold the nail clipper very straight so I can get them straight, because I want them squared straight, like straight squared. So make sure we do that straight, just like that. So I'm gonna set this hand like always. I always start with my less dominant hand, which is my left. For this broken one here, because it is broken all the way up here. It's broken all the way up here. We have to fix that. So what I do is I grab some glue. I'm gonna grab some glue. We're gonna put a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit on here. Paint it on like if we're painting on a coat of clear coat. We're gonna let that dry. I'm gonna add a little bit on this one too, just to make sure it doesn't break even more. I'm gonna let those dry. It got cut off for some reason. Okay, so what I did is I cleaned it with alcohol, and then I added this pH bond, and then I adding this onto all the nails.
The fire started after a shooting Tuesday morning at LA County Fire Station 81. After the shooting, investigators say the suspect took off and went to his home and acted, located on the 20th.
So once we have that, we're gonna come in with the builder gel. And what I do is I get a coat and I put it on my tip of the fingernails first.
He isn't just worried about the fire, but about his animals being affected by the smoke. At this time, neighbors are still waiting to be allowed back inside their homes as you
like
are
this.
worried about their animals. As for the home,
once it's secure, we're gonna go in with a coat of builder gel on the whole nail.
He explained was an off-duty firefighter who came to Firehouse 81 on a day he wasn't scheduled and opened fire, taking the life of one of his colleagues. Chief Osby did not identify the victim by name, but spoke of him in the highest regards.
He was a brave, committed
And if you get any extra access in any of the nails,
for over 20 years. He was a
you can go ahead and get that same brush you cleaned it and get acetone and just kind of
Tragedy like this hits the entire firefighting community hard.
clean
He
it.
pointed out that mental health services will be available to any member of the department who needs it. And he also had a chance to speak to the victim's family.
family that works.
All right, to level these nails, what you can do is put it upside down like this, and they'll level on this own. And before I put it in, I kind of go over with a brush to clean any excess that I see.
All thanks to an area of low pressure that is departing off to the east. So there's that low cloud coverage getting cleared away back to the coastline this afternoon. We even got some sun breaks along some of our coastal communities. As we zoom on out, you'll see high pressure is building over northern California, but there's that area of low pressure that's freezing.
Okay, and they're gonna kill it for 60.
Because that cloud cover, but it does not look like we're going to see any thunderstorm activity. Everybody out there, we're
Okay, once that's done, I go in with a non-lint cotton and alcohol, and I clean it off because it does stay a little tacky. Because what I do is I actually file them when they have that builder gel. I just feel like it's stronger than having my natural nails because usually they are thin. So I'm going ahead and do the other hand, and I'll be back once I'm finished with that. Alright, so once I have everything done, I had this hand done. We're going to be using a 180. I know that's a little rough on the nails, but we're also going to be using 240. So with the 240, the 180, we're going to kind of get the edges of the nails and kind of make it like angle a little bit. And then with the 180, this is what I do. So
they were able to repair all the irrigation and adjust the irrigation pattern so that it's penetrating more deeply.
The Olive Grove is just part of the 11.5-acre site that includes Frank Lloyd Wright's Hollyhock House, which Daniel Gerwin says is a good example of the way in which Wright's structures interact with surrounding landscapes.
Frank Lloyd Wright incorporated the existing Hollywood buildings into the landscape here. So it's a really important part of his legacy to see where Frank Lloyd Wright's landscaping is visible, the way he thought about that in relationship to his architecture.
Now, the Barnstable Art Park Foundation has begun raising funds to plant and maintain new olive trees, which helps support LA's Green New Deal goals of increasing
something like
green
that.
spaces.
This is a concrete jungle here. There's very, very little green space, so this park is such an important resource for the people who live in this part of the city.
The city plans to plant 90,000 new trees to improve air quality and offset our carbon footprint. The Olive Tree Initiative will help with that effort here in East Hollywood.
I think people, especially with the pandemic, are realizing the importance of open space, the importance of natural space, and the importance of making that accessible to everybody in every community.
Barnstable Art Park is LA's only UNESCO World Heritage
All right.
Site, and 2021 marks the 100th
So we can do that to the rest of the nails.
of Hollyhock House.
We're gonna need alcohol, clean those off.
This amazing half-hour show with people who are really making a difference in Los Angeles.
My name is Angelino.
And that's how they look. Yep. My thumb is always the longest, but that's what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and do this side and then I'll be back. So I did that to both of the hands and they're all filed and good to go. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a buffer. I'm gonna buff all the nails so it can get a little rough like this. Let's get to the fun part, which is painting the nails. Okay, before we do that, we're gonna do that cuticle thing with this brush.
Each week, we'll dive into the top headlines, share behind-the-scenes stories, answer your questions, and have just a little bit of fun along the way.
I think he misses between 4 and 6 more games. Just a prediction.
The color we're going to be using today is this one by Model 1 in the number 025.
Los Angeles is the reason that my family exists. I met my wife in Silver Lake.
Looks like
My baby was
this.
born in downtown Los Angeles. She's a musical child.
Then we're
which
going
makes
to
sense with her
use
very musical
this
family,
one.
and we all get to live in this
It's a
community.
white, Snow White in the number 0. I do not know why it took me so long to figure this out, but towards the end you can see is Snow White in 090, not 060, but yeah, I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out, and it wasn't even right. And then we're going to use this one, number 30. But before we jump out of that, I add another coat of this DC base coat in the nail, so it can get a little stronger, you know.
New episodes from Friday mornings, available wherever you listen to podcasts. Also available on the Spectrum News app.
I'm gonna cure that for 60. So after curing it for 60 seconds, I go straight into painting the nails. And what I do is for the pinky, the ring finger, and the index, I paint it white. And for the middle finger and thumb, I go ahead and paint it yellow. So these is how they look. On the white I did 2 coats, and on the yellow I did 3 coats, so they can look a little bright like that. Now we're gonna do some freestyle on these two, and I'm gonna show you what I'm going to do. Gonna get this blue. Alright, so I'm gonna take a flat edge brush and I'm just gonna do some random strokes with this blue color on the pinky and my index finger. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the same yellow that I used on my thumb and my middle finger. I'm going to do random strokes as well. And then I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. And make sure you clean any excess that you get on your fingers. After curing that for 30 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and take the blue and the yellow, and I'm going to do random strokes as well until I see what I like and the design I'm going for. And then cure it again for 30 seconds. Okay, so I finished the whole set, but it cut off, so I don't even know when it cut off, but I used this gold gel paint and this flat edged brush, and I just did random strokes just how I did the other fingers with the blue and the yellow, just randomly where I thought looked best. And yeah, I did that to both hands. And then I grabbed this palette of gold flakes and I used number 9. And then again, I just placed them in the fingers that had the multicolored. And yeah, so it can look cute, a little extra shine. And yeah, I cured that. I used this D&D DC gel top coat and I put that on the fingers, cured that, and I wiped it off with some alcohol, and now I'm just applying some oil so my cuticles can be healthy. Alrighty, so here is the final product. I hope you guys love it and like this video. Please like and subscribe and go over to Instagram and follow my nail page at evetters_claws. And again, this is my first time uploading a video, so please leave comments and suggestions of what you guys have, and yeah, and any content you guys want, please let me know, because this is so new to me. I don't even know what I'm doing, and I hope this editing is perfect. Thank you.